Hello, everybody. So, I have committed to doing a page a day or a video a day with anything that would educate realtors in the realm of contracts. And so, today we're doing the West Michigan listing agreement. So, the very first page is what we're supposed to be going over today. So, number one, and it's my birthday, so please excuse my look I've got going on. I jumped out of the pool because I wanted to make sure you guys had this in your hands. Number one, consideration in terms of contract. The seller understands that consummation of the sale or transfer of the property described in this agreement will not relieve the seller of any liability that seller may have under the mortgages to which the property is subject, unless otherwise agreed to by the lender or required by law or regulation. So you must pay off everything that you own. You cannot commit to selling something unless you have a short sale, which is where you pay less than what the house has left on it to pay, but you have to get that agreement by the lender. In consideration of broker's agreement to list the real property described below in the MLS, multiple listing service, and to pay the fee therefore, and to cause the listing information to be distributed to the participating members in the MLS, and in further consideration of broker's agreement to use broker's best efforts to find a buyer. Seller grants, and you would put your brokerage, the broker from, put the date. Heather, can you check on the baby really quick by chance? I think he's fine, but I feel like I hear him crying. From July 29th, let's just say you started it today, and this means a lot of different things. So if you have a delay of listing or anything like that, you can comment below and I'll help answer what day you're supposed to get it started. And my baby's going to join us. So, then maybe we're only a 2-day contract. The municipality is not just if it's 905 Bruce Drive and then Middleville, Michigan, but the municipality is the Township of Yankee Springs. I'll take him, Heather. Township of Yankee Springs, County of Berry, right? So you want to make sure that all of your information is filled out there with the following legal or tax description. If you want the legal or tax description here, you can find this on BSA, township websites, old MLS. If you have a condo, the legal description will have the unit number, page, library, or document number. Agency relationship. Seller acknowledges reading and signing the disclosure regarding real estate agency. Sorry, I want to pause and go over this bottom paragraph. I feel like I just skipped over it. Broker shall submit this listing to the MLS within the time period required by the MLS, which in our GRAR is 72 hours. Heather, I can take him. I am live, but I feel like it's okay because I got a baby and he needs his mother. Yeah, you got, and people understand that sometimes you have to take care of your baby too. So going into that, we have 72 hours from the time that this is listed. Even if the listing day is 7/29, we have 3 days from then to get it on the MLS. Now, ask your broker, ask your association if you're not sure. In which case, the property shall not be marketed in any other forum, and showing shall not be permitted prior to the date on which the listing is submitted. So if you have this signed and then you don't put it on the MLS, you can't do showings during that time. In order for broker to delay the submission of this listing to the MLS, seller and broker must complete and sign the addendum entitled Delay of Submission Listing. Now, number 2 is agency representation. Seller acknowledges reading and signing the disclosure regarding real estate agency relationships, which is the document we went over prior. Seller understands that any licensee who shows the property may not be acting as seller's agent. Therefore, seller understands that seller should not disclose confidential information to any licensee that seller would not disclose to a buyer. Number 3, designated agency. The broker is or is not a designated agency. If broker is a designated agency, they are appointing a specific realtor, which we do. Seller appoints Justine Hooper as the seller's designated agent for the purpose of this agreement. Seller shall have an agency relationship with the listing brokerage, the designated agent, and the following supervisory broker, and that's where you would put your broker's name. Possibility of dual agency. If broker acts as a dual agent, the seller consents to this dual agency and agrees that under such circumstances, the following provisions shall govern broker's actions. Broker will not knowingly say anything or do anything which might place one party at a disadvantage, such as disclose personal confidences. Broker shall assume a role as an intermediary, facilitator, or mediator to assist buyer and seller, and the broker shall not disclose to buyer that the seller might accept a price other than the listing price, nor shall broker disclose to seller that buyer might be willing to pay a higher price. Land Division Act. If the property is not platted and the seller intends to divide intends to divide the property for the purpose of the sale, the seller is advised that the seller must comply with all terms and conditions of the Michigan Land Division Act. Broker makes no representations regarding any of seller's rights or obligations under the Act. Seller is advised to contact any attorney regarding the seller's rights and obligations under the Land Division Act. The fixtures and improvements are what stays. This is not an all-inclusive list. It's not intended to be an all-inclusive list of items included with the property. All improvements and appurtenances are included in the purchase price if now in or on the property unless rented, including the following: all buildings, landscaping, attached smart home devices, and attached security systems. Owned, rented, not available. You have to just say if you have security systems. Lighting fixtures, there are shades and bulbs, ceiling fans, hardware for draperies, curtains, window shades, and blinds, built-in kitchen appliances, including garbage disposal and drop-in ranges, wall-to-wall carpeting if attached, all attached mirrors, all attached TV mount brackets, all attached shelving, attached workbenches, stationary laundry tubs, water softener if it's owned, rented, or you don't have one, water heaters, same thing, incinerator, sump pump, right? So we can go through this exact list, but every time it says, fuel tanks and then owned, rented, or not available, they answer that. Then down here is anything that would go with the property. Most normally fridge, stove, dishwasher, washer, and dryer. Also, this includes anything that's attached to the property or that they want to stay. So if they have, fencing, that looks like it's portable and they want it to stay, then you put that in there. But does not include that fencing that looks portable that they want to keep. So you put in does not include. Now that is page 1 of the listing agreement. I hope that was helpful for somebody reading this in the future. I know it was really fast and I'm happy to go slower. Please just comment slower, and I'll make sure we get one up and over to you. We just have a birthday today. It's my birthday, and I want to make sure I at least talk to you guys about this just for a second. Thanks, guys.